Hi, this is John with Charles, and we are back in Brimfield, Massachusetts for what will be our final day at the Brimfield Antique Flea Market. We got up super early again today to get out there and beat the heat and the crowds, and we only partly succeeded. It was a hot one today, and people were out in droves. Now, Tuesday and Wednesday, we visited the venues on the first 2/3 of the show route, as you can see here. Day 1 was here, and day 2 was here. So today we're tackling the last third of the 1 mile of Route 20 full of venues and vendors. Also, since this is our last day, we're sharing with you the top 5 tips for attending the Brimfield Flea Market. And at tip number 1, arrive early to beat the heat.
Yes, that is one thing you definitely want to do is beat that heat because it gets hot and it gets hot really fast.
Right, this entire event is held outside 3 times a year, and if you come out in July like we did, it's bound to be hot and sunny. Mornings are much cooler. Now, this is the first venue here. This is Sturdivance, and they were just opening as we got there around 6:30 or so, and we got to see a few of the vendors while we were out there and see some of the things they had in stock.
Yeah, and this particular booth actually opened up while we were in the back looking at a different booth. And I actually was happy they opened because they had a lot of nice things in there, a very nice curated collection.
Again, you see a bunch of toys unopened in their package. Same thing we keep seeing day 1, day 2. We're seeing the same things on day 3 here. No big surprises. Here's a really nice guitar in great condition. So we see musical instruments, we see toys, we see collectibles like comic books and so on. Here's even some doorknobs and so on that, people actually collect these types of things.
Yeah, especially if you have an old house and you're wanting to restore it, they have a good collection of stuff.
Absolutely. Cameras. Cameras is another thing. People love to collect cameras, even if they're not working, even if they're really old, even if there's no lenses for them. People love cameras. This particular vendor had a bunch to choose from, along with lenses and other items as well.
And he also had this gumball machine, still had all the gum in it.
Yes, so actually still had the trademark name for it on it. Also, these uniforms.
Yeah, they even had some of the uniforms here still had the names on them. They were really nice.
Next up, we walked over to Mahogany Ridge, where we'll be sharing this next tip with you. Go over multiple days if possible.
Yes, you can get shopper's fatigue very easily, especially in that heat.
Yes. You want to use the online map, and the website is in the description of our video so that you will know where to park, and you'll never be too far away to lug your treasures back to your vehicle. Now, parking will cost you. That's something you should know here, but we never paid more than $10 for parking at any particular place.
No. Now, this particular place was really nice. They had beautiful pieces of furniture. That particular piece was $600. They pulled it down to $400 and something, and there was nothing wrong with it. In this place, they have amazing deals. Like this bowl was $8.
And what type of bowl is that?
That is a American Brilliant, and it has got beautiful cuts on it. I did leave that one for someone else because I did find another bowl.
Right. This is all the same vendor. A lot of stuff outside, a lot of stuff in the tents. I saw a lot of antique furniture here at this particular venue, and that is something that we saw not too much of, but this particular place had a lot of antique furniture to see.
Yeah, and they really did have their stuff put together really nicely. And also he did mention if you do want to buy any of the furniture and have it shipped back home, they do have someone that can do that for you and they can help you set it up very easily.
That's great to know, because if you're going to go out there and sell big pieces, you need to have a porter service, somebody who can ship those items out to people, because most people aren't coming out there with U-Hauls, although some do. There are some dealers who come out and bring their big trucks and whatnot, but just ordinary folks aren't going to be bringing a U-Haul with them, so they're not intending to take that big piece home. And if you want to sell it, you should have some way to get it to these people.
Yeah, and they were super nice. There were at least 2 or 3 of them around, ready to help you with anything. And he would actually work with you on some of the prices as well. So don't be afraid to ask.
Exactly. More antique furniture here. Again, this is a different tent, different vendor. We saw a lot of antique furniture here. So if you're looking for some pieces for your house, great place to find them. And I do know that we have at least one audience member who is into antique tools, and unfortunately we don't see too many of those when we're out and about, but this particular tent had a bunch of them, so I wanted to get some shots here. I don't know what most of these things are, but to somebody who is a collector or is into these older pieces, I'm sure that this would make them happy.
Yeah, I even saw some old oil cans, but I forgot to get a shot of those, but they had a nice collection of old oil cans as well.
Right, and here's some hand tools. Don't know the age on those, but they were sitting out there as well. Now, if you're into the scary stuff, there was this skeleton chair that was sitting out there for purchase. I thought that was pretty cool. So if you have a Halloween setup or something, they had those sorts of things along with old signs, vintage signs. There was actually a pony that you could take home with you for a few $100s if you were into that as well. And also, this tent had cast iron wall to wall. Anything you could want, they had.
Now this was in the very back of this place, and it was hidden. Like if he didn't have so many tables, I wouldn't have noticed it. And he had some of the biggest collections of patterns and other items. I was honestly blown away at the amount of stuff that he had.
Our next stop was Sheltons, and we're also sharing with you our tip number 3, cash is king.
Yes, that is one thing you definitely want to do, is bring cash, because a lot of people do not accept credit cards. I mean, there's very few of them. And there are some people that take Venmo, but again, it's one of those things that you're just not going to find a lot of here.
Yeah, our experience was almost no vendor accepted credit cards here. That was not the way it was at other places that we've been, at other shows, but here, cash was king, so make sure you take it with you. Now, there are ATMs everywhere around the grounds, but you'll be paying those bank fees.
Now, that lady had a beautiful set that you could pretty much decorate your dining room and have plenty of stuff for your kitchen, and she had a lot of it. And this person had the only complete set of salt cellars that you can find.
Our next venue was Crystal Brook, and our tip number 4 is don't be afraid to ask for a restroom when you need one.
Yeah, that was one thing I was actually surprised. Some places I asked for a restroom and they said, hey, there's one right around this building. I would have never noticed it until I asked. In some places, they may have a private restroom that may cost you $1, but that $1 may be worth it if there's no restroom near you.
Right. Here's some more Fisher-Price toys. Surprisingly, I owned many of these as a child, so it was great to see those nostalgic items there.
Yeah, that place was actually really nice. They had a lot of everything. I mean,
Right.
especially if you have a child, that's where you
Or
want
if
to
you're
take
into
them.
collecting toys, a lot of this stuff wasn't even open. As you can see here, Star Wars, which is always popular. And in the next tent, they had some higher end items. These were very nice dragon fountains. There was a pair of them, and I thought they were great.
And this person had to been the silver collector. This guy had every bit of silver pieces you could think of.
And although that did it for our last day in Brimfield, our 5th and last tip to you is bring or rent a cart or wagon.
Yeah, that is one thing you definitely want to bring with you, because no matter where you park, you're going to walk, and you don't want to take constant trips.
Now, we did see some vendors offering to rent you a cart, but you can get one on Amazon like this one that we actually own, and there's a link to it in the description below. Well, that did it for our day at Brimfield. Why don't we take a look at what we brought home today?
Okay, so this is the least amount of stuff we brought back this time, and I got both of these pieces in the same place. The one on your left is American Brilliant Bowl, and I did check it over very carefully. There are no chips, scratches, cracks, nothing. It is in perfect condition. They sold it to us for $8, and I looked it up online, and it's actually $80. And the second piece that we got is Community Silver Triple Company, and it's in the fleur-de-lis pattern, and that is a casserole spoon. Unfortunately, I don't have any silver polish, otherwise I would have polished it and let you see exactly how it should look. They sold it to us for $7, and I looked it up and it is actually $30.
Nice. So even though it's a small haul, it's still two very nice items. So not the biggest haul since we've been here at Brimfield, but still respectable. So what did we end up spending on this?
$15 total.
It's $15 total, and its replacement value?
$110.
$110. Nice. Now, here's everything that we've purchased for the entire time that we were here. And all of this that you see, we spent a total of
$454 total is what we spent.
And its replacement value?
Replacement value is $4,160.
Wow. Now, I would say that is a great haul overall in just 3 days here at the Brimfield Flea Market. Well, that'll do it for this video. We sure hope you enjoyed it. What were your favorite finds? Did you attend this year, or are you planning to attend in the future? Was there anything we didn't cover or you wanted to see more of? Please let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey out to Brimfield, Massachusetts. We had a great time here, and everyone we met was so friendly and helpful. It would be great to come back one day. Now, we'll be heading back home to Texas very soon, and we'll be bringing you even more content once we get back. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up button for us. Make sure you subscribe and turn on all notifications so that you'll get notified of all of our future videos. This is John and Charles, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.